Look, if you're over 18, if you're an adult and you want to cut off your hoo-hoo, that's your business.
Free speech, baby.
Right? You're an adult and you want to live without it.
Your choice.
So be it. But that is not your goal. That is not your agenda. You're not hitting the senior citizens of America and trying to convert them. You're going after kids.
Yep.
And this is what's sick. It's disgusting. You want to give them puberty blockers. You want to give them testosterone. You want to cut off their genitalia in the name of doing something good. It is as wicked as it can be. And you know what? If you're a pastor and you turn your eyes and you turn your head to this kind of stuff and you ignore it, you are a part of it.
Yeah.
You're a part of it because this is a wicked agenda and it needs to stop, but it's not going to stop until men and women of God stand up and say, this is disgusting and it needs to stop.
Truth is freedom.
Hey guys, welcome to Truth is Freedom. Dennis Cummins here. I'm the pastor of Experience Church, and I have my two sons with me, Daryl and Chase. Chase is in the middle. He's my middle son. That's why he's in the middle. And then Daryl is on our far right. He's my oldest son. My youngest son is locked up in the closet over here. And we might let him out someday, but
it's not up to him.
That's what he gets for ordering the bucket of seafood at the restaurant.
Yeah, he's special.
Youngest privileges.
Hey guys, we're what is going on with all of these protests and Save Gaza and the Palestinians and then we've got the anti-Semitic bill and now it's okay to have police force and arrest people. We want to talk about this because I think it's something that we need to address because there's something more going on than what you see, okay? You got to remember, this is an election year, not just an election year. We are going to have 40 nations will be voting for a new leader in their nation, 42 nations this year. And the spirit of Antichrist is at work, and I guarantee you they don't want to give up one iota of authority or power. All right. So what I want to do, though, I think we have to rewind the clock a little bit, and because so many people have amnesia. They absolutely don't remember what took place 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, in 2020, after George Floyd and then the BLM movement, then Antifa. Up here we had the Chaz and the Chop Zone where they just kind of cordoned off their own area and had their own police and they tried to burn out the police station in Seattle, which they did burn down. They tried to block people, the police officers in. I talked to some of the cops personally that were a part of that stuff. It was just literally lunacy, okay? What was going on in Portland, what was going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota, all of these things happening, and everybody's like, oh, I don't remember any of that. Stay home, stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated. So I want to do a little recap video. Take a look at this back in 2020, some of the stupid stuff that was happening.
Here's that video, Jennifer. Oh my gosh, the speed at which that
Isn't that a good idea?
That truck approached.
Let's walk in the freeway.
What started as a fight for justice has descended into chaos. On a Minnesota freeway, a tanker speeds directly toward a crowd of protesters,
they turned a freeway into a sidewalk.
Avoiding catastrophe.
They almost killed this trucker.
Protesters chase down the truck and swarm over the cabin.
Kept driving.
Eventually, the driver is dragged out and beaten by the mob.
I think everyone will.
Isn't this crazy? The police had to come in. You'll see the police
Before
here.
Police arrive, dispersing the crowd and taking the driver into custody.
Yeah, took him into custody.
75 cities are living through these protests. Many are in flames.
Remember,
more
burning,
than half have
looting,
imposed
stealing,
curfews.
attacking police officers, defund the police.
In Atlanta, 2 officers have been fired for using excessive force, arresting 2 young African Americans. Body cam footage shows
what does race
the
have
women
anything to do with it?
screaming for help.
If the police officer gives you an order, just do it. If you don't like it, get an attorney and deal with it later.
Yeah.
In Michigan, every car on this street is on fire, windows smashed, tear gas deployed.
Look at that.
Tell your brothers and sisters, we will not win this fight with guns. It's not going to happen. We got to be peaceful.
tear gas and rubber bullets too in the beachside community of Santa Monica. 1,000 National Guard soldiers are patrolling LA's streets, helping 20,000 police on the ground.
Yeah, they were trying to kill the person inside the car.
So much
trying to
division,
attack them.
Suddenly it's
chaotic
their fault.
confrontations have been taking place across the country.
This is the lunacy that's going on in 2020, and we had Democratic leaders that were saying defund the police. We had Democratic leaders say, yes, get out and protest, and they were inciting this kind of violence. They really were. Just listen to AOC and some of the other crazy ones out there, okay? And it was defund the police. We dealt with it up here. They put through the anti-pursuit law.
Yeah.
And we were seeing 800 to 900 cars every month being stolen, jacked.
He's in jail now, thank God. I had a neighbor in my development that was known for being a chop shop. And it got to the point where he was cornered by the police. And you want to know what he did? He almost ran over 2 cops and a grandma. And once they finally got him and got him in jail, there's been like no crime in our area. I had 2 cars stolen out of my driveway. And as soon as this guy goes to jail, all the random vehicles showing up missing and all that stuff stops.
Well, of course.
It's one guy.
You arrest the bad guys and put them away, and guess what?
Yeah.
Bad stuff stops happening.
But it's a small amount of people, though, that are doing it.
Of course.
That ruin it for everybody else.
And we've lost, in the state of Washington, we lost so many good police officers. They lateraled out or they took early retirement.
Yeah.
And now, a lot of people don't know this, but in the state of Washington, we have the lowest police per capita in the nation. And in Pierce County, we have the lowest police per capita in the nation of all the counties in the nation. And so we've been struck with this really hard. And so here we go, and that's what we heard. We had Antifa coming down the road, smashing out windows and vandalizing things just down the street. And so we see this going on. And now we all forget, we don't remember because the election's over, and we can go back to life. Life is normal. We treat COVID like the flu. And now what's happening? Here we are. See, it was about this time last year that the George Floyd thing happened.
Yeah.
Okay. And now we see these protests for Palestine and Gaza and standing against Israel. And then we see the other side of this saying, hey, we need to put anti-hate crime bill in to protect Israel against hate crimes and speech. And so let's look at this next video. Let's pull this one up.
Yet again today on the floor of the House of Representatives, we had another show vote to make people feel good about themselves by passing a bill that says anti-Semitism in the title. When we want to insert the government into what you're thinking and what motivates you, you are empowering that which should never be empowered. The ability of the government to police thought.
Yep.
To police speech, to police your views.
That was Chip Roy, a Republican member of the House of Representatives. And he is absolutely correct. Now, what was he talking about? Well, the House just passed a censorious bill that would codify a federal definition of anti-Semitism. I just want to remind everyone before I continue further, whether you like it or not, our First Amendment rights, the freedom of speech, includes hate speech.
Yep.
It includes anti-Semitic speech. I might despise anti-Semitic speech. I might despise hate speech. But in America, you have the right to spew that hatred.
Yep.
Now check this out. Okay. I want to be clear. As a pastor, as an individual, and as experienced church, we stand with Israel. We support Israel. We back Israel.
Yeah.
All the way. The Lord says those who curse Israel will be cursed. Those who bless Israel will be blessed. We're going to be on the blessing side.
Amen.
So we stand with Israel. My wife is Jewish, and so I bear no bones about it. I stand with truth and righteousness, and we stand with Israel. Now, not everything that Israel does is right or godly. I mean, that's why God is trying to awaken them, right? And that's what the tribulation is for.
Yeah.
But we're going to stand and back Israel. But what you see is another tool or another lever that they can use to police our speech. And they use it under these these positive means because look how bad it is. We need new legislation, right? And people are crying, yeah, save us, save us. And then they put in these other little nuances in there that literally go to us to say as Christians, we can no longer speak that the Jews were a part of Christ being crucified.
Yeah.
That's hate speech.
Yeah.
And suddenly we're being legislated according to what the Bible and history actually says.
Yeah.
And so here we are dealing with this. And a lot of people don't know this, but they actually passed Senate Bill 5917 here in the state of Washington. And this deals with a hate crime law to include defacement of public property. Oh, well, that sounds good. But what happens is it was in response to vandalism to LGBTQ landmarks that happened in October recently. And so what you have is this vague bill, another vague bill, hate crime, where you can be reported by anybody.
Yeah.
And if they're offended, guess what? That's a hate crime.
Yeah.
It's so ambiguous that it gives those in charge the ability to interpret it however they want.
Yeah.
And once again, it's another way to silence us because if you take away free speech, you got everything else.
Yep. Well, I mean, look at Gideon in the Bible. When God called Gideon, one of the things God asked of Gideon to do was go and tear down the demonic statues and temples.
Yep.
And when they did that, all the people of the town went out and wanted to kill Gideon. And Gideon's father, came out, intervened, and said, "Hey, you know, if Dagon's really powerful or Baal, I forget which one, he'll defend himself." And we're seeing that same type of spirit come onto America, where don't you attack our idols, don't you attack our religion, you bigot, you hate us, you know, whatever word you want to use. And it's time for the Church of Christ to rise and stand. Not that we are going to be violent, but we're going to pray. We're going to get out there. We're going to. You cannot change people's behavior without changing their heart. And so many people, I think, struggle with that they try to change behaviors. Well, if we could change the behavior. No, you're not going to change the behavior until you change the heart. And that's why Jesus came to die, was to change our heart, to save us from our sin. And so if we are preaching Christ and Him crucified, we'll start to see these things change. But it's not going to be this big, this revival. No, it starts with us going out there and doing something.
Yeah. Well, the whole LGBTQ agenda is a violent agenda because you're out to mutilate children.
Oh, my gosh.
That's your goal. And it supports trans, it supports cross-dressers, transvestites, and politicizing their agenda so they can get in before kids and pollute their brains, pollute their minds. Look, if you're over 18, if you're an adult and you want to cut off your hoo-hoo, that's your business.
Free speech, baby.
Right? You're an adult and you want to live without it.
Your choice.
So be it. But that is not your goal. That is not your agenda. You're not hitting the senior citizens of America and trying to convert them. You're going after kids.
Yep.
And this is what's sick. It's disgusting. You want to give them puberty blockers. You want to give them testosterone. You want to cut off their genitalia in the name of doing something good. It is as wicked as it can be. And you know what? If you're a pastor and you turn your eyes and you turn your head to this kind of stuff and you ignore it, you are a part of it.
Yeah.
You're a part of it because this is a wicked agenda and it needs to stop, but it's not going to stop until men and women of God stand up and say, this is disgusting and it needs to stop. But so there's something bigger going on. Okay. So we have all these protests. Have you seen a lot of the tents at these protests that they're encampments on the universities? Most of them are the exact same tent. And somebody did some research. They came from REI. Those are REI tents, which are like $300-$400 tents.
So interesting. You know, it seems that if everybody has the same tent, typically the chances of everybody buying the same tent is extremely rare, right? So typically it comes from somewhere.
Somebody's funding.
If you look at an army, guess what? They wear the same uniform. They have the same shelter. They have the same, right? It's all matching. And so these protesters are being...
Yeah, what college student can afford a $300 tent? They can barely afford ramen. I was one.
What? That's true.
I think it speaks for itself. I mean, come on.
They're getting paid. They're getting paid to protest. They're getting paid to show up. They're getting paid because this is about optics.
Well, and the big thing, they're climate activists too. And then when you look at the aftermath of their protests, it looks like a landfill.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's disgusting. And then you got the people that actually, I would say, care about society that go through, and they're the ones that have to clean up their mess.
So let me help you with this. All you're seeing is theater.
Yeah.
You're seeing theater. And if you listen to the mainstream media, you're seeing theater. You're being programmed to say, look here, watch what's happening with my left hand. Meanwhile, in my right hand, I'm going to do something else that you don't see. It's a magic show. It's a trick. Okay. They're using this as a smokescreen, and they're going to create something bigger. And this all comes down to the election. Okay. Because let me help you with this. The LGBTQ, the leftists, the progressives, and Gaza, those that are this Islamic agenda, they don't mix. They don't mix. They're the ones that want to throw homosexuals off buildings.
Oh yeah, they'll run them over with tank. They'll throw them off buildings. And I mean, if you go to
Christians aren't doing this. This is the people that they're trying to defend.
Yeah,
and we're the bad guys.
The baby killers in Gaza that went in and mutilated people and destroyed people, and they're trying to defend them. Now, I found this parody because I appreciate parodies because I think we have to pull out the hypocrisy in it all. And I hope you have the jewels to stand this. Okay, so
the hazelnuts.
Watch this.
Hi everyone, we are live on YouTube with Colombia Anti-Semitic News, where everyone is welcome. LGBTQH.
H?
Hamas.
Yeah, I totally sim Hamas.
Yeah.
It's so trending right now.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Do you know why it's true? Because it rhymes. Just look at all this toxic Zionist propaganda. Kidnapped in Gaza. Does this look like Gaza to you?
Yeah, but I have no idea what Gaza looks like.
Exactly.
They're smiling. Do hostages smile? Zionist liars.
Totally sus.
Do they think we're stupid?
Stupid? I major in queer post-colonial astrology.
Good for it.
Ew. Jews make the world dirty.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm racist fluid.
Exactly. And now for a little break from all this activism,
I was gonna say,
we
that
want
sounds
to say
exactly like
hello
Hitler,
to our
dirty Jews.
BFF,
Bestie freedom fighter.
Abu Fatwa in Gaza. Salam alaikum.
Alaykum as-salam, and inshallah, Allah will kill you all infidels.
Thank you so much for joining us. Love the headpiece, the all oppression chic. Very drip.
Mr. Fatwa, how are you? Are you safe?
Oh yes, I'm safe. I'm in a tunnel under the Gaza hospital. Above me, I have Allah and 2 million civilians protecting me.
Community is so important these days.
Do you need like humanitarian aid, food, fuel, medicine?
It's okay, I have everything. I'm only hungry for rockets.
As long as it's organic.
Yeah.
I wish I just could be there with you.
You can come to Gaza anytime and we will throw you from the roof, you homosexual dirt.
Do you hear?
See, that's
you
so
want to throw me a
true.
rooftop party.
They are so welcoming and
rooftop
inclusive.
So shukran. And you are also very welcome to come here to America.
We will come. First we finish with Israel and America is next.
Yeah.
Great.
That's what they want to
so,
do.
I guess we'll see you soon.
Yes, it would be a blast.
Can't wait. It will be so multicultural.
Ya Allah,
your culture.
you are so stupid.
Thank you so much, Abu. We love you.
I won't even bother killing you. It's a waste of bullets.
Good vibes only.
It's better you just kill yourself.
Okay, bye.
Die.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be Jews free. Yeah, that sounds better.
It is better.
Was that SNL?
No, I don't think so. But the reality is Hamas is a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
And they hate Christians. They hate homosexuals. They hate the LGBTQ.
They hate anybody that does not align with the Quran and Islam.
Yeah. You're considered an infidel, and they would happily behead us as much as they would a homosexual. And here you are trying to defend them.
Well, we're
not you, but
no.
these people with but they're really not. They're actors. They're being paid to be on these campuses because it's theater.
It's like David. What was it? David Hodge or whatever it was, the guy that was. If you look at the actor David Hodge or Hogg, I forget his name, but he would be at all of these school shootings and doing interviews.
Oh, yeah.
As one of the students or whatever. And it's like, well, you can't go to all these schools. It's theater.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is this is election year, and this is the beginning of a smokescreen. This is the beginning of something that's going to increase. Now, could it be global war? Could it be, they declare war, there's no election, and they stay in charge and control? Would it be they just shut everything down, and then all these crazy people that came across the border, these military-age young men, get activated, and they start destroying these gun-free zone
Execute
cities?
Order 66.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, yeah.
Look, so many people, and this is what I hear from people. Oh, America, they got so many guns. We got guns, and we're going to do that, and we're going to... Okay, they're not going to go to Texas. They're not going to go, not even here to the state of Washington, okay? Because we have guns, all right? They're going to go to gun-free cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, San Francisco, New York. They're going to go to gun-free zones, and they're going to terrorize. Yeah. And then they're going to turn everything back on and go, oh my goodness, it's so horrible. Send the military and save us. Yep. We'll give up our rights, and they'll want to take our guns now because they can't trust anybody.
In marketing, our goal is to create a problem and then provide the solution, sell the solution.
Yeah.
And that's literally been the game plan of everybody. When you look at ancient Rome, why the Christians were so persecuted during that time, Nero started the Great Fire. And then he blamed the Great Fire of Rome on the Christians.
Totally.
And then you see the great persecution that came. Engineered a problem and then caused a solution.
Absolutely. Let me help those of you. Now, if you are connected with the LGBTQ, I just want you to know the progressive left doesn't care about you. You are merely a tool.
Yeah.
And you're being used as a means to an end. Okay? They don't care about you. We care about you.
Exactly.
We actually care about your humanity, your importance, your identity of who God has made you to be. Now, that's where we may disagree, okay? But we have the right to disagree in America.
Exactly.
All right? But what's happening is they're using an agenda to legislate my inability to be able to speak truth, God's word, and they're using this anti-Semitic bill to do the same. They're using this hate crime bill to do the same. What this very podcast would be considered inflammatory hate speech and therefore illegal, and not just there would be fines, but there would be arrest. Okay, this is where we are headed. And the people that can't see it, and the extreme right, they're like, well, we got guns, nobody's going to mess with us, and blah blah. Why do we have to get there?
Yeah.
Why do we have to get? Why don't we get out and actually vote?
Yeah.
If they let us this time.
Well, not just vote, but no matter what we do, the only thing that's going to bring about true heart transformation is Christ. Freedom. That's the only thing. You could be a slave to whatever religion, whatever ideology, doctrine, whatever. And when you come in contact with the power of Christ, why do you think so many jihadist Muslims who are willing to blow themselves up for 72 virgins, all of a sudden drop everything and they come to Christ? It's because they find true freedom, true acceptance, true love. And so many people are searching for that, and they're coping with, the LGBTQ doctrine and all that stuff. So when we as Christians, as Christian Americans, we need to be going out there and encouraging people, witnessing to people, bringing people into church, because you can complain and gripe and moan all you want, but if you're not doing anything to change it, just shut up.
You got to become light.
Yeah.
And light overcomes darkness.
Yeah.
This is why you got to remember 2020. I want to go back. 2020, they shut the world down for an election.
Yep.
Okay? That's what they did. They shut the world down so they could take care of the voting. Oh, there's no voting irregularities. Oh, no. Nothing to see here, folks, as they're putting pizza boxes blocking as they're counting. Come on.
A red wagon with full of votes. Yeah.
Come on.
I think somebody's an idiot.
Well, I mean, come on. This is so crazy.
Stupid is as stupid does.
They shut the world down for their election, and you think they're not going to do something this time? So that because they know if they lose it this time, they're going to lose a lot of ground.
Here's a theory based on 2020 and just the way it's going. Theory. Maybe they don't even need to do anything. Maybe we'll just roll over and they oh yeah, this is what we're doing, and then people just roll over and take it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We pretty much rolled over not we as a society.
Exactly.
And a world rolled over in 2020.
Yeah.
And said, okay, stay home, mask up, be quiet, don't speak out against anything. And they were redacting and deplatforming. They deplatformed the President of the United States on Twitter.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
And people that, well, yeah, he's crazy. I don't care if he's crazy. It's not right. It's called freedom of speech. Yeah. And every one of you that is left-leaning, you are a part of that. Mm-hmm. Because that's the agenda, to control your speech. You only like it because
it aligns with you.
Yeah, it aligns with your current values and viewpoints. But, what if, all right. So I just want to say, wake up, be ready. Whatever they're showing you on mainstream media is not the current news. That is a distraction. Something else is happening. Something else is brewing, and you better be ready. And there are a lot of banks that are set up right now that looks like it could be foreclosing.
Yeah.
A lot of banks right now.
Yeah.
A lot. Like we had a major bank, a couple of banks earlier this year, but there's some major stuff that's happening too. So I think they're going to exercise a polycrisis of many things so that they can maintain, because they get to the CBDC or some kind of digital currency, they will have ultimate surveillance and ultimate control.
Yep.
And so that's why we got to just keep, I believe Jesus is coming soon, but if he takes 100 years, we're still going to do our part and set up the generations to come, my grandkids and all that, to carry on the torch. But until then, he could come back tomorrow. So we just got to be ready.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay. That was a long pause.
I was shaking my head.
Yes. We're getting ready, you know.
You do lead worship on Sundays. I hope you're ready.
Yeah.
If Jesus comes during service and you're still sitting at the piano.
We got bigger problems.
Oh, we're talking about the rapture. I thought you meant
Yes.
I thought you were talking about like the
Don't
crisis.
you know rapture's not in the Bible?
not the crisis, the rapture. He's like,
no. Look, like we say all the time, act as if it's all on you, but believe and pray as if it's all on God.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you're responsible for your own actions.
Yep.
It's not all up to God. It's up to us.
We're engaged in our civic duties. We're engaged. We're voting.
Yeah.
We're making sure that we're upholding godly values. We're gonna contend and fight on every front. But on the other side, we're also going to be prepared. Buy some extra toilet paper.
Yeah.
There's a concept.
Go and get jugs of water, not the Mountain View or whatever, but like actual like water
Get
jugs.
some water. I mean, just be smart.
Yeah, because you go down for say, we're speculating here. The whole society shuts down for 3 days.
Yeah.
No running water, no food, no electricity. How many people rely on Uber Eats?
Yep.
And DoorDash?
Yep.
Do you know how to cook? Do you have propane? Not that we're being doomsday or preppers, but we're just saying, hey, look, accidents happen. What if you live in part of the states that has tornadoes?
Yeah.
Or
we got extra food even for the dog.
Yeah.
Oakley, except that canned food is really only for emergency.
Well,
what happens when he eats the canned food is pretty toxic.
I was gonna say he just has to find something in the yard and he's good to go.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was back at college and you guys gave me some cash to be able to go stock up.
Yeah.
I took a friend with me to Walmart and we stocked up. It was like $500 worth of stock.
Yeah.
God forbid the world end.
Yeah.
You're stocked. You're taken care of. And I will tell you, when the one friend found out how much I was buying in food, they told all my other friends, and then they all came over to witness it. And boy, they were as college students, they were shocked. And so they were like, "We're coming to your house, Chase."
How much top ramen can that buy?
They probably labeled you a prepper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look. Let me just clarify this, and we're going to end. I don't think Christians should be like deep preppers. Because what are you going to do? Shoot your neighbor because they're hungry? Yeah. Let's believe in God for surplus that he can multiply the loaves and the fishes, right?
Be smart for your neighbors when they're not smart.
I believe in being prepared, but being a prepper kind of mindset is like, I'm only out for me, myself, and I, and that's kind of dangerous. I don't see much of a Christ mindset in that.
No, it's not. It's selfish.
I mean, if you're trying to bring harm to somebody, that's different. You have the right to defend yourself.
Right.
But all in all, we should be just trusting God for miracles and do our part and then trust in God.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I hope that spun your dish a little bit so that way you got something to think about, because truth is freedom. So, hey, like, subscribe, share, get it out, because we want to help other people see something maybe they've not seen, so they can say something and do something they've not done before, okay? God bless you. Thank you. Truth is freedom.
Thank you for watching this episode. Make sure to share this out, and remember, truth is freedom.